This is In-Depth Radio in Toronto News Talk 1010. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic Canada Day. I'm Jim Richards. We're going to talk about the Canadian Walk of Fame in a bit with some of the people behind it. But first, there is a movement. Folks, I've done this before. Phil Hartman didn't have a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame, but we helped bang on that drum, and we did it loud enough, and the Facebook people signed up, and Phil Hartman, the great SNL star, now has a star on the Walk of Fame. Now, how about Corey Haim? Some of you are saying Corey who? But Corey Haim is a Toronto native. He's been in a couple of big movies, The Lost Boys, and a young kid starred in a movie with Charlie Sheen called Lucas. And Jennifer Shirley joins us right now. Jennifer, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
The founder of Give Corey a Star. It's a campaign to get Corey Haim a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame. Now, have you ever met Corey?
I have not. I have not, and it makes me very sad, but no.
Well, how old are you?
21.
You're 21, so you're kind of young to be a fan of some of his movies, right?
Yeah. Corey Haim was famous before I was even born, and it's kind of crazy that I'm the one spearheading all of this.
So Corey Haim, if people do not know, he was, I guess, last known for his A&E, what do they call it, reality show, The Two Coreys, where he starred with Corey Feldman, whose name, folks, already on the petition. We're talking to you. You're not even a Canadian, are you?
No, I'm American.
We're talking
again. It's very fish out of water, but no.
We're talking to you down in Philadelphia. How did you even find out about the Canadian Hall of Fame? Well, Canadian Walk of Fame.
Well, originally, funny enough, our campaign and our petition actually pushed for a star for Corey on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And for the last 3 years, we've been petitioning. And we found out a couple months ago that the Hollywood Walk of Fame has a 5-year waiting period for deceased people. And we just kind of were deflated by that. And I actually found out, online and stuff about the Canadian Walk of Fame. And it seemed perfect. He's from Toronto, and, everything about him is Canadian, so why not?
Corey Haim was 38 in 2010. When he died of pneumonia. He had most recently starred with his friend, the Two Coreys, on the A&E reality show. Jennifer Shirley is with us right now. She wants to give Corey a star. It's a campaign to get him a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame. Can you remember where you were in 2010 when you heard that Corey had passed away?
I can. I was 19 at the time, or turning 19. And I was sitting at home on my computer, and I just created my Twitter account to coincide with a MySpace fan site that I made for Corey. And I was looking on the updates, and I saw the update on the Twitter account, and I was like, oh, my God. And I can't explain to you, the emotion that came over me. I wanted to cry. I felt like the world has literally... It stopped in its tracks, and it changed. It changed my life forever. And it's so weird. I never knew him, never met him, but I felt like, I don't know, I had a connection there. And, luckily I had friends that I saw that day that made me feel a lot better, but there was just something with that changed my life forever. I immediately started writing a book about his life, and I got a tattoo, my first tattoo for him, on the back of my neck, and so this is a lifelong
can you
commitment.
Describe, Jennifer Shirley is with us. She's the founder of Give Corey a Star. You just mentioned you have a tattoo of Corey. Can you tell us what it looks like?
Yes, it's actually the same tattoo he had. His first tattoo was for The Lost Boys. It was a bat on his shoulder, and I got it on the back of my neck.
Wow.
And it has nothing, no words or anything, but I'm actually planning on going back and getting the words "Thou shalt not die" around it for like the whole Lost Boys theme. And actually, G. Tom Mack is actually fully aware of our efforts.
And who's G. Tom Mack?
He wrote the song, the theme song for the Lost Boys.
What is it about Corey that has you so fascinated with him?
He was just a real person. He was flesh and blood. He was a human. He just wanted to succeed at life and prove that he could be so much more than what people had thought him to be. And yet, you know, that constant fight that I saw in him at the time of when the two Coreys aired, I was actually dealing with a lot of depression, and I saw, you know, his fight, I saw the depression in him, and it just kind of motivated me, and my heart kind of just went out to him, and I was like, you know, this is a real guy. You know, he's not trying to pull any stunts. You know, he's not trying to be famous for whatever reason. He wants to be himself, and he wanted to be accepted for himself. You know, and I gravitated towards that. And obviously, he was a good-looking kid, and I had a crush. But yeah. So.
Jennifer Shirley, that's her voice. Give Corey a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame. He again was 38 when he died, star of the Lost Boys and also Lucas. If you had to say just in one sentence to people listening right now on why they should vote for Corey, what would you say?
You should vote for him to be on the 2014 inductee list. We have, if you go to the nominate tab on CanadiansWalkOfFame.com, you can nominate him right there. I have the link on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. You know, just nominate him. This is a guy who wanted, I don't know, he wanted to be known. He wanted to be, you know, known for what he loved acting, you know, and loved the Lost Boys, and people treasured him.
More
you know, he was in Lucas, Lost Boys, License to Drive, all these iconic, you know, films that people resonate with. And I think it's really important that, you know, we finally give him his due. When he died in 2010, he was left out of the Screen Actors Guild Award Memoriam. He was left out of the Oscar Memoriam. You know, people swept him under the rug, and it's unfair. This is a guy who lived and breathed for his work.
Yeah, that was fantastic. Thank you very much, and all the best. We hope people go on that website and vote for Corey Haim on the Canadian Walk of Fame. Jennifer, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Jennifer Shirley, who is looking to get Corey Haim a star on the Canadian Walk of Fame. Check out the website and vote yourself. There's a theme song we were talking about earlier. This is In-Depth Radio, Toronto News Talk 1010. I'm Jim Richards. Happy Canada Day.
Voice so clear through